How'd you like that? That is the end of the Microsoft press conference for 2012. A few interesting things, but there wasn't very many announcements during that show. It was mainly just demonstrating some hot stuff people knew were coming. There were a few arcade announcements, but the big focus seemed to be on everything but games, with media and entertainment taking centre stage. We're going to start the conversation right now. Tweet out with this hashtag E3 discussion. You'll be able to join in the conversation as we recap the just occurred Microsoft press conference discussing all things Xbox 360 and then a bit more. Right, let's just bring up my notes here. Started off with our Halo 4 bit. Man, it looked really good. Interesting tidbit that was shown in the pre-show. This is the first Halo title on Xbox 360 to actually run at HD. All other Halo titles have been 640 line. Now the minimum for HD is 720. You might not notice the difference, but they felt it was good enough to point out that this game runs at true 720p. And it looked great. There was a demo at the very start of the show showing Master Chief encountering a crashing ship. Now there was a new enemy on stage, and the whole bit started with a live action Halo scene that looked to be part of the web series that was announced not all that long ago. It played like, well, what you'd expect Halo to play. There was a new enemy that Cortana said used Forerunner technology, so hopefully this mysterious planet they'll land on will have some new interesting things. Right, the video got a bit jumpy, but after Halo 4 and Don Mattrick took the stage, it went on to Splinter Cell. This new title was called Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now most Splinter Cell have generally been city espionage, but this looks like to be a page out of Call of Duty taking place between Iraq's border. Now it did feature the traditional things you've come to expect from Splinter Cell. There was a bit of slow motion, there was the mark and execute feature that the previous Splinter Cell entry introduced. I really like that game, so hopefully this takes it to a new level with the new setting. Now this Splinter Cell has Kinect integration. You can distract people with your voice. You can say, hey over here, and they'll look over and you can slit their throat. You don't really know what extent this is going to play out to. It could be very scripted in a few moments, just replacing a button press, or it could actually be dynamic. It's a bit hard to tell during a stage demo. His voice actor sounded different. For Sam Fisher, the protagonist of Splinter Cell, I wonder if it's still the infamous Michael Ironside doing the voice. A few years back there was a bit of controversy about him not doing the role anymore, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Following Splinter Cell, EA Sports took the stage discussing Madden and FIFA. Now interestingly, these are better with Kinect. No full Kinect gameplay was shown. It was more a matter of voice commands being used in games. You can shout who you want to throw the ball to and shout your calls in a game of Madden. It'd be interesting to see how this plays out. Again, it could just be a replacement for a button press, but then again, instead of pressing a button, you could just say who you're going to pass it to, leaving your hands to do the more important things. There was a little bit of mention of Gears of War Judgment, but there wasn't much beyond that. Following that brief little bit, Forza Horizons. Open world Forza Burnout Paradise meets Forza. It looked to have a lot more story than every Forza game so far has had. There was illegal street racing going on, which isn't something anyone really associates with Forza, but still it looked interesting. It's a game I definitely want to check out. Haven't really been a fan of the hardcore simulator Forza games. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Following that, Nike took the stage. Now this was the start of a segment of the show that didn't really focus on games very much. Nike Fitness coming to Kinect. Fun, I guess. Lots of sports and entertainment apps on Xbox 360. A big non-gaming thing revealed was Xbox Smart Glass integrating tablets and phones with the Xbox 360 experience. You can watch a movie and have all the deets come up on your tablet. You can shift stuff around. Again, not really games, but something else. Interestingly, it looks like Games for Windows has been renamed Xbox Games for Windows. I doubt this is actual Xbox games running on Windows, but it seems like Microsoft is using Xbox as its title for all games, both on a console and on Windows. Wasn't really any confirmation or anything like that, but just the way things were worded, that seemed to be what gave off. Right, next was a Tomb Raider demo. This looked amazing, really technically impressive. It still featured a few QuickTime events, but just the sheer detail of environment. It wasn't that great to tell over a live video stream, but you could see that this game is super high production value. I wasn't that excited about it before, but now I really am. Lara was throwing flaming bows against big burly men on a strange island. At the end there was a parachute escape scene which looked really great, flying through the sky. Lara takes a hell of a beating. I really think it could be going a bit too far because most people would be dead. She fell flying, man, she got a beating. Environments look to be very destructive, but this could be scripted. At one point she shoots and rolls barrels over and they go around crushing people. Very unsure how this will actually play out in the game, but it'll be interesting to see how it works. New Kinect title revealed using Windows Phone and Xbox 360 cross-platform play. It's called Ascent New Gods. It was very difficult to see how the game played by a trailer. It looked to be more of a cinematic affair. Then there was Resident Evil 6. It had moving and shooting, which was something that Resident Evil's never really had. It did not look technically impressive. After Halo 4 and Lara Croft, this definitely had a step down in the graphical fidelity. Apparently you can control a helicopter with a QuickTime event, which I wish was true, because if it was, I'd be a pilot. But anyway, a lot of people are excited for Resident Evil 6. It'll be interesting to see how it plays up the traditional Resident Evil style with the modern action affair. This part focused on the Leon S. Kennedy, I believe, side of gameplay. So there is the other side, the Chris Redfield side. That wasn't shown at all at the show, or it was mentioned a bit, but it'll be interesting to see how that part of it plays out. Racketeer is an Xbox Live Arcade Kinect title where you throw giant balls at building and crush them using Kinect, going woo 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 like a yoga lesson. South Park game, The Stick of Truth, it had censored cursing on stage. It looked really good, very difficult to tell how exactly it's going to play out with the RPG mechanic, but you make a new South Park character modelled after anything you want using a template kind of like an avatar but in South Park style, and that's who you play as. You play as the new guy. This is where it kind of really got weird. Usher took the stage to dance, demonstrating Dance Central 3 for Harmonix. He did a performance of his new show. Microsoft's really trying to appeal to the broad audience here, because I doubt any hardcore gamer or any casual gamer really was interested in this. There was Kinect footage playing while his whole posse was dancing, but I'm very much unsure if this was actually Kinect being played or just a video playing in the background while his big dance thing went off. Or the smoke might get in the grey. Singing didn't seem to be that good either. Right. Not much more was talked about at the show. At the very end of the show, Black Ops 2 was talked about. There was a demo of people playing Black Ops 2. You had to protect a female president. It's set in the future, lots of flashbangy stuff. It did look interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. Apparently there were rumours of there being split pathways throughout the game, meaning you can choose where you want to go and make different decisions. No real example of that on the stage, but it's a bit hard to demonstrate that kind of thing. They really want to go for the action feel. It did seem a bit slower. You had to fall back and snipe at a very long range for some time, and a bit of a slower pace compared to most Call of Duty titles. Now, this is a live interactive discussion show. If you want to join in the conversation, just tweet out on Twitter using that hashtag E3Discussion. You'll be able to join and you'll be able to talk. What did you think of the show? Did you think the Tomb Raider demo looked amazing? Were you disappointed by the Resident Evil 6 graphical fidelity? Yeah, the singing on the Usher thing. Oh, Microsoft and their broad audience appeal. Ooh, let's get broad audience appeal. But I don't know. I feel it would have been better if they just had him talk about the game and then shown a demo of actually using it, rather than doing something. Just give me a second. Sorry about this. There we go. In that Ricketeer game, you throw balls and it seemed to all smash around and make a big mess. It's all Kinect. There was even one that you could throw a ball and use aftertouch, like in some of the golf fancy modes in Tiger Woods games in the park. You could even get one that fly and you do the whole wee flying thing. I'm actually surprised there wasn't more Kinect focus in the games. It seems like Microsoft wanted to push this year more than anything else their smart glass features, Internet Explorer coming to Xbox 360. Oh, I can't. The crowd cheered for Internet Explorer, a browser on the 360. No matter how good it is, it's not really something I'd be remotely interested in. I mean, I've got a computer rigged up to the TV, I've got a tablet. A Wii U yesterday in the demo showed a browser thing using an actual tablet integrated. I'm not even sure how that plays out. Interestingly, they went to websites, and when these appeared, they went to a website for Prometheus the movie, and these appeared to like be scripted for the Xbox 360 experience. They didn't really seem to just be taking any website and dynamically optimizing it for the Xbox 360. I wonder if there's going to be an open instruction set of how to develop websites to make them work on Internet Explorer for Xbox 360. Yeah. Oh, there's a few games I missed. Loco Cycle from Twisted Pixel. You treat a bike as a person. Matter for Kinect coming in 2013. It looked very silver. A lot of games featured had Time DLC exclusive, both Splinter Cell, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops aren't Xbox 360 exclusive, but downloadable content is a timed exclusive for Xbox 360. Other than Halo 4, there was no fully exclusive Xbox 360, I'm going to say this, hardcore titles shown. All of them, Tomb Raider, Splinter Cell, Call of Duty Black Ops and Resident Evil 6 are fully multi-platform, available on PlayStation 3, possibly available on Wii U, and the only exclusive part about it was Time DLC exclusive. That's kind of disappointing because so far you've got Halo and Forza. Gears is probably next year if I had to guess, and it's just not very much. I don't know, Microsoft seems to be wanting to sell Xbox 360s on its entertainment features rather than its games. Again, this is a live interactive show, we'll keep going a bit more. The Microsoft press conference has just finished airing. You can join in the conversation using the hashtag E3 discussion. We're going live after every press conference, and just under a few hours it'll be the EA press conference. Be sure to watch that. Come back here to thefifthbestie.com and watch it live. This is also available on YouTube. If it's still Monday, Tuesday time and you are, watch the press conferences live, then come right back for a discussion of them right here using the hashtag E3 discussion on Twitter. Not much else really happened at Microsoft that's overly appealing. I think anybody that was there for the games got really dull in the middle when they focused on all these other things. I'm not even sure these other things are really going to take off. It's not something that I find appealing. It'll be interesting to see though. Microsoft seems to be pushing this very hard. They don't want the Xbox 360 to be a game platform. I think they're trying to move as far away from the gaming platform as possible. No new hardware was revealed, but I think maybe next year when they do reveal new hardware, it's not even going to be tried to be focused on the gaming. It's probably going to be more like an iPad or a PC where gaming's just one of the functionalities. I'm sure most people right now think of the Xbox 360 as a gaming system. There is a chance that a new Xbox could come out that doesn't even include a controller. You have to buy that separately if you want it, and it just uses, say, a remote or Kinect all the time, because all this media functionality is there. There was that rumor about the disk driveless Xbox 360, and that could be something that really takes that and pushes it all the way, saying get all your digital content, watch ESPN Sports. They got Joe Montana on stage to demonstrate Madden, and didn't he have his own game on the Genesis? Has he swapped sides to start promoting a different game? He should bring back John Madden, that football game that he had way back in the day. Again, live discussion. We'll keep going for a few more minutes. If you want to join in, tweet out using E3 discussion. The Microsoft press conference has just finished. Also, with that E3 discussion hashtag, Tweet out what you want to see out of the other press conferences today. We've got EA next, then Ubisoft, and at the end of the day we have Sony. Tweet out using that hashtag and tell me, what do you want to see out of these shows? Were you disappointed by Microsoft and really want the third parties to kick into gear? One game that I'm particularly looking forward to is Far Cry 3 at the Ubisoft press conference. I really enjoyed Far Cry 2. The characters and setting of Far Cry 3 looks very good, so I really hope they bring something unique to Far Cry 3, and hopefully that's not Kinect integration. I'm fairly certain if any of these AAA titles had Kinect integration, Microsoft would have wanted to demonstrate them at the Microsoft press conference. What else? Out of EA, something Mass Effect is going to come up, and I don't think it's DLC. I think it'll be a spin-off of some kind, and it could even be for iOS and Android or something like that, but I'm fairly certain EA would not let an E3 go by with something without something Mass Effect. Could be DLC, that's actually probably the best bet. How's Sony going to counter this assault by Microsoft? Are they just going to ignore it and focus all on games, or are they also going to be pushing all these other things? It'll be interesting. I'm pretty sure Greg Miller of IGN and has often said Sony could really target up the hardcore gaming market by just focusing on these hardcore games and saying, well, we're not Microsoft, we're all about games. That could be something they could do, but I kind of doubt it. Well, that's about it right now. Microsoft press conference, it was okay. I really wish there was a more focus on games. Halo 4 looks great. Tomb Raider looks absolutely amazing. They're definitely the two most excited games I'm coming out of. Interestingly, Tomb Raider, yeah, it's not an exclusive Xbox 360 game, but I can see why Microsoft chose to focus on this, because it really does look great. I wasn't really convinced about it before, but now I am. This has been E3 Discussion Live, right after the Microsoft press conference. Come back here immediately live after the EA press conference, and you can join in the conversation using the hashtag E3 Discussion. Be sure to tune in. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in just a few hours right after the EA press conference. Be sure to tune in then, and we'll see you then. Thank you.